Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. It's 20 minutes to the hour of 8 o'clock, and our next conversation is focusing on something critical for the now and the future, cyber security. Joining us this morning to speak about the inaugural National Cyber Security Competition is Nigel Newallo-Singh, the head of Security and Assurance and Operations. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Natasha, and thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you with us on the show this morning. Thank you for joining us. So one thing we need to get out of the way, because we hear about cyber security, we know all about that, but what is a cyber drill?
So this cyber drill is it's a large-scale cybersecurity readiness exercise.
Okay.
And it's designed for Trinidad and Tobago's digital first responders, right? And those are the teams that are responsible for securing our government systems, as well as our critical infrastructure, right? So this initiative is you can think of it like a training ground,
okay,
right, where technical teams from public sector and private sector can come to test, sharpen, and strengthen their response capabilities. And the initiative, it's really important because in today's interconnected world, of course, cyber threats aren't hypothetical, right? They're real, they're evolving, and what we see is that they're becoming increasingly sophisticated. So this allows us to move as a country from being reactive to being proactive, right? And it supports that development of technical skills required for incident response. It helps us build and assess where our capabilities are. And I think most importantly, it helps us foster that multi-agency or inter-agency collaboration that's really needed for effective incident response. And this is what we believe national resilience looks like in the modern digital age.
I definitely agree 100%, as you would have mentioned, the evolution, particularly when we see threats happening. They are happening in a digital space. And what is more important, ideally, than people's data, an entire nation's data must be protected, and people need to be trained. So in light of that, it's very important. I'm assuming it's happening soon, yes? When is it going to happen?
It's happening very soon. So the event starts tomorrow. So it happens this week, Tuesday and Wednesday, the 22nd and 23rd of July, at the University of Trinidad and Tobago's Chaguaramas campus. So I'd like to take the opportunity to thank our partners at the University of Trinidad and Tobago for hosting us. And I'd also like to say a special thanks to our line ministry, the Ministry of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence, and also to the minister himself, the Senator, the Honorable Dominic Smith, the Minister of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence, who will be giving the opening remarks alongside the Minister of Homeland Security, the Honorable Roger Alexander. And I think, having the two ministers there really underscores the importance of having leadership involved in building our cybersecurity capacity and strengthening our position as a country. And one more thanks that I would like to give for part of this event is to the Trinidad and Tobago Cybersecurity Incident Response Team, fondly referred to as TTC CERT. Without their support, this event would not have been possible.
Of course, and it's good to hear, of course, that we do have the Honourable Minister of Homeland Security there as well, because we have to understand that it's not just a digital space, it is something that eventually does roll out into the physical space, so everybody needs to come together to work cohesively to ensure that we are protected. So for those who are attending, what can they expect to gain from this experience?
Well, I think the first key takeaway, it's a hands-on exercise. It's a hands-on drill. So the first thing we expect is that it enhances their technical skills. And as I mentioned before, it's really important to improve that teamwork and collaboration between both public sector and private sector, because that's critical for effective incident response. And I think finally, it helps us assess where we are so we can identify areas for improvement along as we mature our cybersecurity posture. We'd also have panel discussions, which will be live streamed. So members of the public are encouraged to tune in to iGovTT's social media pages so that they can be part of that panel discussion. And I think lastly, of course, like any competition, we have trophies for the winners.
There's nothing better than getting those bragging rights and the trophy as well to go home with.
Yes.
Now, aside from the competitive parts of it, and of course the fact that everybody who attends is going to be able to learn something and fairly be assessed, what about the public? How is the public going to benefit from something like this?
Well, that's an excellent question. So this drill indirectly benefits every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. When our government services, our banks, our critical infrastructure is better protected, that means all our personal data is safer, and the services that we rely on every day to function and to run our businesses and to live our daily lives are more secure and less likely to be disrupted. So it's ultimately about building a safer, more trustworthy digital environment for all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, we're chatting here at a national level what's going to be taking place, but what about at a personal level? Because we're inundated on a daily basis with, protect your data, change your passwords, use an authenticator, all these different sorts of things. What advice would you have for individuals who are watching who want to improve their cybersecurity?
That's, again, another excellent question. Thank you very much. So the thing is that cybersecurity is not an IT responsibility. It's not just an IT. It's not just a government responsibility. It's a shared responsibility. We all have to take ownership of our own security to some extent, especially our digital footprint. So for everyone watching, I'd like to focus and encourage persons to focus on having good digital hygiene. And what does that look like? Well, strong passwords, unique passwords, using password managers, right? Don't try to remember all your passwords and don't reuse them, right? Also be skeptical. We are seeing a rise of phishing emails. For persons that don't know, those are emails designed to trick you into doing something, to get some personal data, or to trick you to make some bank transaction that's really not in your favor. So please be skeptical if you see unsolicited messages asking you to purchase something or buy something now. It's a very important, very popular now, two-factor authentication. Most applications give some feature that allows it, so please use two-factor authentication. What that protects is if your password is lost or compromised, a threat actor still can't get access to your account. And I think, lastly, given the increase we see in vulnerabilities and threats coming out every day, it's very important to keep your software, keep your laptops, keep your phones updated. It's very critical to protect yourselves from zero-day vulnerabilities.
Agreed. Now, what are some of the main cybersecurity issues outside of what we've spoken of here that are going to be addressed in this event?
Okay, so the event is focused on two particular technical aspects. It's focused on open source intelligence. So open source intelligence is all that data that we've been leaving a footprint behind on the public internet that is accessible and people can use, attackers can use to build up a profile of us, right? So one of the first and key technical skills is we're going to train and assess the participants' capabilities to find that open source intelligence and be able to build up a profile on someone, on a threat actor. And it feeds into the second scenario, which is a capture the adversary. And just as it says, participants will be chasing down a real live threat on the internet, yes, and they will be required to catch the adversary. So it's about being able to find that information on the internet and use it effectively to respond to a cybersecurity incident.
It sounds like a lot of fun, to be honest, especially capture the adversary. It's always a great challenge when you're on the computer and you're able to really determine, you see the map of the entire world and where everything's stationed. So looking forward to seeing it. But I know as we were discussing the attendees particularly, who are some of the attendees in this event and how come it's not open to the public?
So there are 60 organizations. I can't name all, right? So it does comprise of ministries, government ministries, departments, and state agencies. And that provides us an excellent cross-section of the technical participants. So it's ICT professionals from all over the country, and we have reserved some spots for tertiary students that are also pursuing cybersecurity programs. Now, the spots are limited, so for organizations that are still interested in participating, they can reach out to iGovTT's Corporate Communications Unit at corporatecommunications@gov.tt. And it is semi-open to the public, as I mentioned. The panels will be live streamed, but it is a highly specialized training. So we have selected, by invitation, key persons that we believe will benefit directly from the training. And of course, it's a secure, controlled environment. So the drill itself is going to be protected from public view.
I mean, it makes sense because you're working on something to protect national security, so you're not exactly going to share it with the entire world to see. Because trust and believe, the way we can access data now, somebody could just even screenshot that and be able to get what they need out of it.
Yes.
Nigel, before we close, any closing comments for Trinidad and Tobago?
I mean, I must say I'm overwhelmed by the response that we've gotten so far with the drill. It's been awesome. I look forward to this drill not just being the inaugural drill, which it is, but something that we continue to have every single year to help build our cybersecurity posture as a country.
Fantastic. Well, Nigel, thank you for joining us this morning. All the best to you and the team, and looking forward to having you back to see what more is going to be taking place when it comes to our cybersecurity.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me, Natasha.
It's our pleasure. Nigel Newallo-Singh here with us this morning, Head of Security Assurance and Operations, talking about an upcoming inaugural National Cyber Drill competition. Stay tuned. There's more coming up on The Now after this break.